concerns. Throughout his near 30-year tenure as the Colts chaplain, Johnson has observed a pattern among retired players. The loss of structure, guidance, and purpose associated with the NFL life often led to an identity quest, sometimes at the expense of familial relationships. It's like they begin this quest for knowledge and they forget relationship capacity with their families, Johnson told Sports Illustrated. Robert Mathis, who played his football at Alabama A&M, a historically black college, always had a deep interest in black history and a strong sense of his pride in his identity. Before crossing paths with Daniel Muir with the Colts, Mathis had already begun identifying himself as a Hebrew. After meeting with Muir, Mathis eagerly consumed videos by straightway pastor Charles Dowell and soon requested Muir to arrange a personal introduction to assess Dowell's authenticity. Currently, Muir leads the Indianapolis chapter of Straightway, with his wife and their 3 sons actively participating. Following Straightway's principles of simplicity, Kristen ceased wearing makeup, adopting a head covering, and sold her Louis Vuitton and Gucci accessories on Facebook. As for Mathis, his family life resembles KGB's. He and his wife split up in 2019, and his relationship with his kids appears murky at best. There's no telling what this path will lead these players to do, but if KGB's legal troubles are any indication.
So look at this. So yeah, there's an identity crisis. I didn't even know I was going through an identity crisis. You know what it is? To find out that I'm a Hebrew, that I'm an Israelite, and that I was thought of before the foundation of this earth. So Yah start waking me up to who I really was. So yeah, we were going through an identity crisis. Not anymore, because we know who we are in Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. So we were going through an identity crisis because we know we weren't just made to play football. We weren't just made to just to do what the Christians want us to do. We were created and designed to serve the Most High Yah. The whole duty of man is to fear Yah and keep his commandment. That's our duty. So yeah, we were going through a midlife crisis, or not midlife, but an identity crisis, like as you said it. So hey, that's facts. But now I'm putting context of what the identity crisis, because we thought we were acting like we were Roman Viking Christians, and the whole time we were Hebrew Israelite, forgetting because we've been removed from our heritage, inheritance because of the sins of our forefathers, because of their sins, and being disconnected, being scattered all 4 corners of the earth. And now Yah is starting to wake his people up. Those dry bones are now waking up, and he's putting his laws into our hearts, into our minds, that we know who we are. We know our Elohim. That's what's happening. And this is what they hate. This is what they fear. They've had our books. Whoever conquers you is the one that tells the narrative of the story. We think Hitler was a bad person. I don't even know if Hitler was bad anymore. I question Hitler. I question the stories that we hear about Hitler, because America won. The UK won. Russia won. Whoever was fighting against Hitler, they won. And so now they get to spin the narrative of what Hitler was all about. Obviously, there's a bunch of people that liked him. They tell us about Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein. So whoever wins get to tell the history now. And they did that with our people. But a lot of it was our fault, because we forgot. We didn't remember the commandments of Yah. We stopped keeping the commandments of Yah. And that's why we suffer in this situation we are right now. And now that we're waking up and repenting, truly repenting, and keeping the commandments, now they don't want us keeping the commandments, because they know if we keep the commandments, we now will become the head and they will be the tail. That's what they fear. They know this. And so now they're trying to keep us down. Make sure they don't keep the commandments of Yah. Because if they start keeping the commandments, they will be the head and we will be the tail. So they need us to be lawbreakers, commandment breakers, so that they can stay the head and we the tail. That's why they don't want this truth getting out. That's why they want this truth getting out. So yeah, we were going through an identity crisis. Not anymore. I know who I am. I know who I am. And I promise you, I'm going to do everything in my power to be fruitful and multiply, and encourage people who like me to be fruitful and multiply. Increase. Be a stench in their nostrils. Hallelujah. Play it.
It's far from a righteous one. Perhaps it's the backlash of post-NFL angst or the helplessness of watching a family disintegrate. Many have also speculated about the role of head trauma in the downward spiral, but then again, there are only 3 former NFL players wrapped up in this cult. Former Packers chaplain Father Jim Baraniak proposed an intervention involving former Green Bay Packers teammates, staffers, and members of the local communities to support KGB. Several ex-teammates interviewed by Sports Illustrated recalled KGB's deep commitment to his Christian faith and his reputation as a good-hearted individual. The Green Bay community still knows him as one of the more charitable and generous players in the team's history. Ahman Green, the former...
So isn't that amazing? I'm considered, was known to be one of the most charitable Green Bay Packer player in team history. How did I go from being loved to now being hated? What changed? What changed? Because I was Judaizing. What's that? AKA keeping the Sabbath. And stopped doing the Lord's Day. And I rested on the Sabbath day. That's what changed. And I just happened to be in the heart, in the heart of the Catholic country. Didn't know it. They didn't know my history. If I knew better, think about it. If I knew the hate that Catholics had against our people, I don't think I would have went around telling people about keeping the Sabbath. I think I would have just taken my family and left quietly. I didn't know. I was under the impression that Christians believe in the book. And I found out they don't believe in the book. They hate the book. They only hold the book so that they can teach people how to break the commandments of Yah by lying to us that Yeshua came here to free us from the law of Yah, his father. Come on. Man, keep playing.
Packers running back who still communicates with KGB through email believes he felt abandoned following the backlash from the Christmas pageant incident.
Stop. Xavier brings up a good point. Just last night. And look, I didn't even bring it up. I was thinking about it, but look at Xavier just remember. Just last night we went to Home Depot. Went there shopping, mind our own business. I see a guy from a distance. Didn't have my glasses. I see him, but it looks like a guy. He's looking at me. And I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want him to get in trouble. He's a nice guy. I don't know, I don't want to get him in trouble with his wife because she's strong. She's too manly. And I don't want to, give him a chance to get his strength up. But anyway, man, I'm talking about he was ecstatic to see me, hugging me. I mean, you can ask Xavier. I mean, I can't tell you how many times he kept hugging me, touching me. I mean, saying, I missed you, man. I missed you. I mean, I think he was at a church. Maybe, a church. My family was, I think they're in town or was in town or whatever the case is. And he says, he was telling the pastor, I miss Kabir. And you know what the pastor told him? He said, man, we got to put you under. Like, this is how much they hate me. This is a pastor I knew. I worked with him with the Packers and everything. His name is Ryan Kibbe. This is a guy that I used to work with, football-wise, Christian-wise, everything. And the hate. He won't talk to me. If he sees me, he probably run. The hate. He says he's a man of the word. He follows the book, but he don't want to talk about the book when it comes to me. I tell you, man. I mean, but this guy literally, I discipled this guy for 3 years. 3 years, I committed my life to discipling, helping him with finance, with his walk with the Most High, with Jesus at the time. From a Christian perspective, I really took the time. I mean, yeah, he said, I thought he was going to cry. Honestly, I mean, that's the type of love. But you know why he can't talk to me? Because his wife won't let him. So that's why I don't even say his name. You talking about what you call aggressive recruitment. You talk about people being held against his will. This man can't even talk to me because of fear that his wife will destroy him. And his wife happens to be friends, not happens, but good friends with my ex-wife. So he cannot in any way. I mean, he can say, I ran into him. That's about it. I mean, he can't get in trouble for that. What am I supposed to do? Now he may say, oops, I didn't know I was supposed to run. Don't talk to him. Kabir's not the same. He will get in trouble. He will lose everything. Everything. His wife would take him to naught if he associates with himself, because his wife and my ex-wife, they're all good friends. And he is forbidden to have any type of interaction with me. Forbidden. Straight up. He can't talk to me. He can't associate with me. He will get in trouble. His wife will be in his dripping faucet. So that's a Christian woman. That's a Christian, bona fide Christian woman. And she has another Christian woman, and they run a show. Yep. Yes, sirree. I don't want anything to do with that, but hey, that's his world. I don't know what to say. He gets wherever it's coming. That's the life he wants. Hey, who am I to judge the outsider? To me, he's an outsider. And until he comes this way, there's not much I can do to help him. But if you're going to be afraid of your wife, you deserve everything that's coming your way. A wicked wife will send you straight to the pit of hell. If your life revolves around trying to make a wicked woman happy, you're going to hell. Straight up. Going to hell. Straight up. There's no doubt about it. You're going to pick a wicked woman over. Thank Yah that Job didn't do that. Look what his wife told him to do. What did she tell him to do? Curse Yah and be dead. And he says, you sound like a foolish woman. But in Christianity, these foolish women are lifted up. They are put on a pedestal. These foolish women are lifted up. The foolish woman of today will be considered a Proverbs 31 woman in the Bible, in Christianity. In Christianity, they wouldn't even stand a chance. But in Christianity, a Jezebel foolish woman is considered a Proverbs 31 woman. Now, hint, hint, FYI, don't actually go read Proverbs 31. Don't go read it. Because if you read it and say, you're gonna be scratching your head like, I know you're supposed to be a Proverbs 31 woman, but I actually read it and you don't match the description. So I mean, Christians don't actually read the Bible. They just say, I'm a Proverbs 31 woman. Oh, he's a Proverbs 31 woman. And they put it on their shirt. I'm a Proverbs 31 woman. But they don't actually read what's in Proverbs 31 woman. They don't read what that is. Because if they were, they would have other sister wives, right? Like Bree, she could pass for a Proverbs 31 woman. And she has other handmaidens and things that she actually fits the description way closer than the Christian women. But anyway, I just thought I should put that in there. But hey, I was the most charitable, generous player in the team history. That's saying a lot. That's saying, I mean, you got the Reggie Whites, the Brett Favre, and they called me the most generous in team's history. And then I was hated because I